Hello and welcome to highlights of the 1990 Belgian Grand Prix, brought to you by Micropose and GP2Joey. The 11th round of this year's championship makes its habitual trip to Belgium, the land of beautiful old towns, lots of beer, and arguably the most majestic Grand Prix circuit of them all, Francorchamps. Set in the Ardenne forest, the 4-mile track is the driver's favourite, as it offers every kind of corner and speeds approaching 200 miles an hour that also proved to be the ultimate test for car reliability. Since Ferrari gave him an updated chassis and V12 engine at Silverstone, Ayrton Senna has been unstoppable, winning the last 3 races by a canter, and the Brazilian has sailed into a massive 28-point lead in the drivers' standings after 2 poor races in Germany and Hungary for his nearest challenger Martin Brundle. Ferrari now hold a 12-point lead over rivals McLaren, with Arrows slipping to 3rd place, having been the pace setters earlier in the season. In the news, rumours flew that Ferrari were going to sign Michael Andretti or Jean Alesi to replace Gerhard Berger, whilst Piquet was apparently on his way to Benetton in a lucrative deal. McLaren teammate and defending world champion Alain Prost urged Britain's Joey Davis to leave Williams and join him, and Formula 3000 frontrunners Jordan were close to entering the sport for next year, whilst current Benetton driver Riccardo Patrese was linked to a surprise return to Williams in place of Davis, and Martin Brundle confirmed he had held talks of his own with McLaren. Camel then confirmed they had dumped Lotus in favour of sponsoring Benetton for next year, and Tyrrell announced Harvey Postlethwaite had re-signed with them. The news then broke that the US Grand Prix would move yet again from Road America to its former home at Watkins Glen, which F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone confirmed. The weekend got off to an auspicious start in Friday morning's pre-qualifying session as the BMS Dallara of Emanuele Pirro crashed hard at the daunting Pouin double left complex after his throttle jammed wide open at 145 miles an hour. It was a massive accident, and although concussed, the Italian was lucky to emerge unscathed from it. Pierluigi Martini was the early pace setter, but by the end it was Nicola Larini in the Ligier who headed the timesheets, with Andrea De Cesaris second and Martini in third. Progressing into the rest of the race weekend were Ligier, Minardi and a resurgent Eurobrun, whilst the other teams were forced to make an early exit from the race weekend. Despite rumours of him leaving the Scuderia at the end of the year, Berger was the early leader in Friday afternoon's session as Davis struggled to dial out the understeer in the front of his Williams Renault once more. Spinning on the exit of Pouin before transmission failure later in the session ruined any chances he had of posting any meaningful and competitive lap times. It was a tough day for the under-5 Davis, who could well lose his seat at the team next year, whilst teammate Nigel Mansell was in top form and was soon challenging the Arrows Ilmore of Johnny Herbert for the fastest lap. Cascading through the infamous bus stop chicane, Mansell was on the ragged edge and looked certain to take the provisional pole until Senna's Ferrari crossed the line in the dying seconds to wrestle it away from him after a quite brilliant lap from the Brazilian. Later in the day came official confirmation from Ferrari that Berger would indeed be leaving the team, and team boss Cesare Fiorio confirmed that the seat would either go to Andretti or Alesi at Monza in 2 weeks. Saturday morning, and Frank Williams rebuked Ferrari's claim on Alesi by saying he had a firm agreement with the Frenchman, which riled current driver Davis, who said Williams were not acting in a professional way, before Mansell waded into the row by suggesting his teammate just concentrate on racing. In the afternoon, Senna looked good to reclaim the pole from Mansell, who had beaten the Brazilian's time from Friday, before Martin Donnelly's Lotus carved across his bow at Lecombe. Now with any hope gone, Senna was totally enraged and waved his fist at the Ulsterman, whilst Mansell had one last chance to further improve and cement his first pole position of the year. It was a tremendous lap from the Englishman, whilst teammate Davis endured another tough session, only just making the grid in 26th place after electing to focus more on his race day setup, whilst the AGS of Tarquini and Bariglia's Minardi both failed to qualify. So it's Mansell on pole with Ayrton Senna in second. Row 2 is Herbert and Alain Prost. Row 3 is Brundle and Berger. Row 4 is Piquet and Patrese. Row 5, Nannini and Alesi. Row 6 is Warwick and Donnelly. Row 7 is Roberto Moreno and Oscar Larari. Row 8 is Gugelmin and Satoru Nakajima. Row 9 is Capelli and Blundell. Row 10 is Boutsen and Bernard. Row 11 is JJ Leto and Pierluigi Martini. Row 12 is Nicola Larini and Yannick Dalmas. And at the back it's Suzuki and Joey Davis. The red lights come on, and the 1990 Belgian Grand Prix is go! Mansel's away from pole position, he gets a little bit of wheel spin. Senna makes a strong start in the Ferrari. He too's had a little bit of spin in the back wheels, and so has Alain Prost in third place as they come down towards La Source. It's Mansell on the inside, but Senna's going to try and take the lead, and it looks like there's a spinner at the back. That looks like a LaRousse or possibly a Williams at the back. But on the run down out of La Source, it's Senna ahead of Mansell with Prost, Herbert, it's Berger in 5th, Brundle is 6th, Patrese in 7th, Piquet has dropped to 8th, he's just past Patrese to take 7th as they come down towards Eau Rouge for the first time. Mansell's in 2nd place and he's all over the back of Senna's gearbox, and Alain Prost is looking like he wants a little bit of the action, and the McLaren Honda seems to have picked up a bit of a toe from the Ferrari as he pulls out. Look at this, they're 3 wide on the Kemmel straight on the run down to Lecombe. For the first time, it's Prost on the inside, but Senna on the outside. Who's going to be last on the brakes? It's Prost. Mansell's down to 3rd, Senna's 2nd, and Alain Prost makes a fantastic start in the McLaren. What an opening first few quarters from the defending world champion. He takes the lead. He's got a little bit of a gap back to Senna. It's going to be either a 1-stop or a 2-stop tyre strategy today. If you're on a 1-stop, we think it's going to be roughly around lap 22, and if it's 2 stops, you're going to be looking at possibly laps 11 and 33 to be competitive. But as they come down into Pouhon, it's Prost still ahead of Senna with Mansell into 3rd, Herbert's 4th, Berger's in 5th place, Brundle is in 6th place, Piquet's in 7th, Patrese's 8th, with Shauna Lacey impressing once again in 9th in the Tyrrell, with Alessandro Nannini in 10th place. And right behind Senna, you can see that Mansell's got his gearbox full of Johnny Herbert's arrows, with Berger in close attendance as well as they come down towards Blanchimont. It's Prost with a half a second gap over Ayrton Senna, and this is the battle we want to see now as Johnny Herbert looks like he's going to try and make a move on Nigel Mansell's Williams. Herbert, is he going to be able to get around the outside? I don't think he will. He can't. Mansell just cuts across the front of the arrows as they go into Blanchimont. Mansell still holds 3rd place ahead of Johnny Herbert with Gerhard Berger in 5th place, and Berger's under attack from Martin Brundle, it looks like, but he can't find a gap. Berger just cuts across. Piquet still in 7th place, and Brundle looked like he was going to try and have another go, but he couldn't make anything of it. Is Herbert going to try anything onto Nigel Mansell into La Source? He can't. He just sits in behind him with Senna in 2nd place, and Alain Prost just thunders down the run down to Eau Rouge. And let's have a look. Here's on board with Joey Davis at the back from 26. Let's see. Something's obviously happened for the TV directors to show us this. He gets a little bit of wheel spin away, and he's got on the grass and he spins 360. And he's just hit the back of the Eurobron of JJ Leto, I think that was, and he's lost a couple of more places there. Davis, who's desperate to try and make a good start today, and there's a little bit of a traffic jam there, and on the run down to Eau Rouge, he's got to he has to veer out of the way of JJ Leto's Eurobron once more. Not a great start from Joey Davis. We're back up front. Here's his Williams teammate Nigel Mansell, who's now under increasing pressure from the arrows of Johnny Herbert. And is Herbert going to make a lunge for the inside? He does. He goes for it around the right-hand hairpin. Herbert's up into 3rd place. Fantastic. What performances he's putting in recently. And there's Martin Brundle in 5th place with Gerhard Berger in 6th, right behind him. And Berger's coming under pressure from Nelson Piquet and Riccardo Patrese. It's going to be interesting to see, but what an opening few laps this is.
Fantastic start from Alain Prost with Ayrton Senna 1.8 seconds behind him. Johnny Herbert in the form of his life at the moment for arrows, up into 3rd place. And Nigel Mansell as Joey Davis passes Lacey for 9th place. This is incredible. We're only on the 5th lap and Joey Davis already, having started 26th, is up into 9th place. Where has that performance suddenly come from? He was nowhere on Friday. He was even further away on Saturday. Him and his engineer Adrian Newey, they've worked on their race setup for today, and he's looking extremely strong, and there's every chance he's going to be able to get into the top 6 and, dare I say, even a podium finish.
And back up front, that looks like another Williams there. Is that Nigel Mansell? That's Mansell coming under attack from Martin Brundle. Brundle, who's lost a lot of ground to Ayrton Senna in the driver's standings over the past 3 races. He really needs to get a decent finish today. He needs to try and finish ahead of Senna to try and regain any of the lost ground to him in the driver's standings. But meantime, back up front, it's Alain Prost on lap 8. He rounds La Source. He's got a gap of nearly 3 seconds to Ayrton Senna, his arch rival, as Roberto Moreno retires as Joas Porsche. That's a shame for the Brazilian. He's a very popular driver, very underrated. He's drove very well when he deputised for Joey Davis last year in the Williams team. But meantime, up front, Prost is pulling even further ahead. And I have to say that this really is a strong performance from the Professor today. I don't think anybody, least of him, was expecting to be in this position at the start, before the start of this race. But he's in command at the moment. And here's Nigel Mansell under attack as this Gerhard Berger. He's under attack from Berger, who's losing his drive at the end of the year at Ferrari. And is Gerhard Berger going to be able to get past him? I don't think he's going to be able to do it. The V12 Ferrari engine is screaming around the Renault, but he can't do anything about it. Mansell defends into Blanchimont on the approach to the bus stop. Is Berger going to be able to try and do something? He can't. Berger's pulling up. I think Gerhard Berger's got some sort of a technical failure. And has Mansell spun? It looks as though Nigel Mansell might have spun. He has! Mansell spun at the bus stop. I'm not sure what happened. I think he must have just overcooked it. Hopefully we'll get to see a replay of that, but Gerhard Berger is out of the race, so Nigel Mansell, with so much promise before the lights went out, he's now going backwards, and let's have a look. Mansell, he was defending initially. He's just got it wrong on the second part of the first part of the chicane, and he spun the car. Totally driver error. But back up front, here's Joey Davis with Alain Prost. It's Nelson Piquet, sorry. And Davis, he's up into 6th place now, and he's all over the back of Piquet's McLaren. And obviously there's been rumours in the past couple of days that even Joey Davis could be on his way to replacing Nelson Piquet, who surprisingly seems to be wanting to move to Benetton. But Joey Davis is going to try and go around the outside. Is he going to be able to do it? He's absolutely flat chat. He's not going to be able to get past the McLaren there. He lets Piquet go back in front through Blanchimont. But as they come up to the bus stop, it's Piquet, he defends, but is Davis going to go for the inside? He does. He goes for it. And Joey Davis is up into 5th place through the last part of the bus stop. Fantastic start to the race for him. But already he's 28.1 seconds behind Prost. And we understand that he's on a one-stop strategy today. So he's got to really try and keep his foot down to be able to try and close the gap to Alain Prost. As Ayrton Senna thunders through the bus stop with Alain Prost into the pits to make the first of what is probably going to be his 2 tyre stops. Senna late on the brakes into La Source. He locks up the right front just a little bit. It's good traction out of it, and away he goes down the hill as Maurizio Guzman retires, and Martin Brundle is into the pits from 3rd place.
Auspicious start from Martin Brundle. He's really got to try and get a decent finish today as Alain Prost in 3rd place. Let's see how he comes out in front of Ayrton Senna, who we understand is going to be coming into the pits anytime he's in. Senna's into the pit lane. Johnny Herbert's into the pits at the same time as well. So this should hand the lead back to Alain Prost.
And that's going to mean that if Joey Davis can really try and get his toe down, he could very well be in 3rd or 4th position by the time these pit stops are finished. Piquet's in 5th. But he's 9.4 seconds away. Over the line comes Alain Prost. Let's see what happens as he goes down into the source. Where's Ayrton Senna? We understand he's on his way out. And so is Johnny Herbert. Prost is round the source. And where's Senna? He emerges out of the pits, but he's closer to Prost. But he's still not ahead of him. And as they run down the hill towards Eau Rouge, it's Prost still in the lead. It's Senna in 2nd. Johnny Herbert's in 3rd. Davis is up to 4th place, 26 on the grid. I can't stress how amazing that performance is. Herbert's under attack from Davis, and Davis has gone past. He squeezed past his countryman, and Davis is now up to 3rd place from 26. This is fantastic, and Senna's all over the back of Alain Prost.
Through Pooh on they go. It's Prost ahead of Ayrton Senna now by only half a second. And Joey Davis is now, he's fully on the attack mode. He's just got to play it safe. He's got plenty of time. He doesn't want to rush anything. He's got to try and get past Ayrton Senna's Ferrari. On the Kevil Straight, I think he's going to absolutely try and give it some welly. But it's Alain Prost who's still 1.3 seconds in the lead as he rounds one of the LaRousses. And Joey Davis has got past Ayrton Senna. And he's now just got to hand himself a little bit of patience, a little bit of tenacity, and try and close the gap up to the Frenchman in front.
It's a fantastic start for Joey Davis now. He's up into 2nd, and he's hounding Alain Prost as they come out through the left hand to the right handers now on the approach to the Blanchimont corner. And Joey Davis is going to be looking to try and slipstream and see if he can get something out of it. Oh, he's hit Prost! Davis has hit Prost and he's off, and he's had a massive accident. That's extraordinary. Oh, I hope he's okay. But he just cascaded into the barriers. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it was some sort of a technical failure with Prost's McLaren. But Davis just seemed to hit the right rear tyre at the wrong moment. And that's the end of his race. He is out. And that is such a shame for Joey Davis. But Alain Prost, he's still circulating. So he's obviously not actually had some sort of a problem. So it does make you wonder if Joey Davis maybe just made a mistake. But I say that, but Alain Prost is pulling over. Prost is out. He's slowing and Senna takes the lead. And there's one of the Leighton houses. That's Capelli going past him. And Alain Prost, yet again, Lady Luck has deserted him as Herbert goes through into second place. Prost is going to be retiring from yet another Grand Prix. What poor luck he is having in 1990. And there's Martin Brundle. And Senna's into the lead to make his final tyre stop, with Johnny Herbert in as well, as he flashes past the Ferrari and wiping the visor from the chief mechanics in the Ferrari garage. And Senna's he's out, he's 8.2 seconds as Eric Bernard retires, and Johnny Herbert's going to be behind the Brazilian. But it still looks as though Senna's going to be in the lead of this race, as Alessandro Nini, he gets some sort of a right front puncture, and he's into the barriers, and Nini's Benetton is out. He's crashed. Patrese up into 6th place, and Lacey's into 7th, and there's Johnny Herbert in 3rd place now. And Martin Brundle, we understand, is going to be coming into the pits to hand the lead back over to Ayrton Senna. And Johnny Herbert, he desperately wants to try and close up, and there's Nigel Mansell. Again, Mansell's out. He's got an engine fire. The Renault has expired. It's lap 34, and Nigel Mansell, yet again, is not going to finish a Grand Prix. And that's Nakajima off. Nakajima seems to have spun on the Renault oil from Mansell's Williams as Patrese comes through the picture. And there's one of the Eurobruns, and he hits the back of Nakajima. That's JJ Leto. A fine race for him in 11th place. But look at Piquet. Piquet's under attack. Is that Jean Alesi? It is. But Alesi's a lap down. And I think the Frenchman is just having a little bit of fun.
Yes. Piquet not under any particular threat, and there's a battle from Leto, and I think that's Eric Bernard in the LaRousse as Leto goes past. He's having a great race today, but Jean Alesi in 6th place. He really wants to try and battle his way past Nelson Piquet just to show the double world champion that he's got the pace to race him. As Senna thunders through Eau Rouge, he's going to unlap himself yet again past the LaRousse, and he's going to try and catch JJ Leto, which I'm sure he's going to do before the end of the race as he opens up a 4.5 second lead over Johnny Herbert in 2nd place.
Piquet's in 3rd, he's 22.2 seconds away, with Brundle in 4th, Patrese in 5th, and Alesi 6th, and Ivan Capelli. And that's Johnny Herbert. Herbert's into the pits. He's had a puncture, we understand. With 1 lap to go, Herbert's had to make a pit stop, an emergency stop to get some new tyres. He's had a tyre failure, and he's now going to be losing 2nd place. Oh, what heartache for the Englishman. But is he going to be able to get out in front of Martin Brundle, his Arrow's teammate? There's Brundle, he's going round the source, and I think that Senna, Piquet and Herbert are going to be battling. But there's Martin Brundle, he's up into 3rd place. Is he going to be able to keep his teammate behind him? But surely there's going to be some orders at Arrows now to just keep Martin Brundle ahead of Johnny Herbert, despite the fact that Herbert has outperformed his teammate all weekend. But we'll have to just wait and see, because Nelson Piquet has now inherited 2nd place, but he's now 19 seconds away from Ayrton Senna, who's the race leader, and he's on his penultimate lap. Sorry, Senna's on his final lap now. And he looks almost certain to win the race as Brundle continues to be ahead of Johnny Herbert as they go out of Lecombe. And here's Ayrton Senna on the approach to the bus stop chicane for the final time. You can hear the crowds chanting his name. The Scuderia are joyous. Brazil are joyous. And Ayrton Senna wins for the 6th time this year. Ayrton Senna wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Fantastic. And look at this. It's Brundle and Herbert. They're absolutely neck and neck over the final podium position as Piquet takes 2nd place. And Herbert's going to make a move at the bus stop. Is Herbert going to be able to do it? He goes through. And that's not going to please Martin Brundle, who drops the 4th. But Johnny Herbert, he's in 3rd place. Fantastic result for the Englishman to finish behind 2 Brazilians. What a drive from him today. Fantastic. But that man, Ayrton Senna, he's won for the 4th consecutive time for Ferrari. What a performance. Despite Prost's misfortune, Senna seemed destined to win this race, with Piquet a fine 2nd once more, and the impressive and combative Herbert beating an aggrieved Arrows teammate Martin Brundle into 4th, ahead of Patrese in 5th, and Alesi a fine 6th in the underpowered Tyrrell, whilst Mansell was left frustrated at another DNF, with Davis just feeling lucky to be alive. After the race, Senna was in jubilant mood on the podium, and why wouldn't he be, after being the only driver to have won a race since the French Grand Prix back in early July? The Brazilian now unquestionably has one hand on the title, as the 33-point gap to PK, Brundle and the rest is surely too much for them to overhaul, despite 6 races still to run, whilst in the constructors' standings, Arrows have now slipped behind McLaren into second, with Ferrari leading by 15 points. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for round 12 of the 1990 Formula 1 World Championship in Italy.